The testimony that Mr. Comey has submitted for today's hearing is very disturbing.
I was honestly concerned that he might lie about the nature of our meeting, and so I thought it really important to document.
No, I can definitively say the president's not a liar.
The president's new at this. He's new to government, and so he probably wasn't steeped in the long-running protocols that establish the relationships between DOJ, FBI, and White Houses. He's just new to this.
If it was a crime to be rude and crude and a bull in a china shop, he'd probably get a life sentence, but it's not.
Former FBI Director James Comey gave his first public testimony before the Senate Intelligence Committee since being fired.
Mola has all the details now of the questions and Comey's answers from Capitol Hill.
And as you know, we're under siege. You understand that. But we will come out bigger and better and stronger than ever. You watch.
President Trump promised to keep fighting, just as former FBI Director James Comey told Congress the president fired him because of the investigation into Trump campaign ties with Russia.
I was fired in some way to change, or the endeavor was to change the way the Russia investigation was being conducted. That is a very big deal.
This is Comey's first public statement since being fired May 9th. Today, Comey admitted he leaked material to the press through a trusted friend because of the president's tweets warning he might have tapes of the meetings.
I asked him to because I thought that might prompt the appointment of a special counsel.
Some senators pushed Director Comey about his lack of a response when President Trump asked him to back off the investigation into fired National Security Advisor Michael Flynn.
Why didn't you stop and say, Mr. President, this is wrong. I cannot discuss this with you?
It's a great question. Maybe if I were stronger, I would have. I was so stunned by the conversation that I just took it in.
Mark Kasowitz, President Trump's personal attorney, denied the president ever asked to stop the investigation.
The president never suggested that Mr. Comey, quote, let Flynn go.
And Mr. Kasowitz slammed Comey for leaking the material, saying he would leave it up to authorities as to whether Comey should be prosecuted for sharing privileged conversations with the president. Mola Lenghi for CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Comey says he wrote down details of all of his conversations with President Trump because he didn't trust the president to be truthful about what he said in their meetings.
Yeah, you just heard it in Mola Lenghi's story specifically. It said the president would lie about it. The practice he said he's never done before with any other president. Now, bars and restaurants around the country capitalizing on the intense interest in this testimony. Many hosting watch parties, offering specials to get customers to come and watch. TV sets tuned in and turned up as the quiet crowds leaned in for every word of a historic hearing.
He seems very confident and clear-headed to me, speaking with conviction. I'm imagining our president up there answering similar questions, and the contrast is noticeable.
All this is part of a scheme to not allow the president to do his job.
From San Francisco to Washington, D.C., watch parties did have crowds skipping work to hear from the fired FBI director for the first time.